Okay, R1100GS for the in-tank vent and drain. All right, okay, this bit here sits in there. Right there is your drain. So for the vent, that's your fuel tank vent, and drain hose, the rusty one, is the drain hose, which is that hole there. Okay, if water gets up underneath your fuel cap, it drains out of there. So for both your vent and drain hoses, I had used, this is about 40,000 to 60,000 Ks ago. This is lawnmower hose, fuel resistant hose, and look at the flexibility. It's still there, hasn't hardened in any way, has not hardened in any way. It's a better application and a very fuel resistant application, because not only is it fuel resistant inside, within, it's also fuel resistant outside, because it's the same material on the exterior as what it is through that passage there on the interior. All right, now this here with a little X on it, that's your original Motorrad BMW hose. All right, that's mounted in the tank for both vent, breather and moisture drain under the fuel cap. But this here costs an absolute fortune, and that's if you can still find it today. In most cases you can, but oh mate, that mower hose, far more cheaper, and like I said, look at it, still got, after 60,000 Ks, all its flex. Bye for now. Okay, so that's what happens to these hoses. Just show you there. You can see all the perishing. As you compress, they're all starting to separate, deteriorate and break down. So you get little bits of black rubber dislodging from the hose and circulating throughout your fuel system. All right, so don't leave anything to chance. Replace them before they get to that stage. Now, unique to BMW, that little hose there, very important. It's got about 100,000 or 60,000 miles on there. Get in and replace it. They don't last forever. Proactive, getting in before is important, not after. Now these two nozzles there connect to these two hoses. You can see them in there. Okay, one's a drain when water gets underneath the fuel cap, so that rainwater can drain away. The other one, right, is a breather for the tank. If the breather for the tank gets blocked, you won't be able to pump that fuel around, okay? Because you're creating a suction, and you can actually implode your tank, especially the plastic ones. You can implode it or load up the pump too high so as it creates problems. So make sure that these are clear. You can blow through them. You can connect these up the other end by removing the tank filler assembly. And they're the most important parts when you're changing a fuel filter. The U-joint, the fuel filter, and get the American made in USA pump. It'll serve you for a good 160,000 Ks plus. Stay away from these all balls things. Even though it's new, it's not going in. And I've still got another quite a few thousand Ks on the Walbro WALBRO pump. Now last but not least, here and here you have the drain for the tank. When you're riding in the rain and moisture gets down below the lid, not in the tank, into where the fuel is, but down below the lid, as the level comes up, it must drain away. Right, so you have one of these that's a drain, and the other one, you have a breather for the tank itself. Now, if the breather for the tank itself gets blocked, you got problems. Okay? Because you're going to get a vacuum lock in there. It's going to be very, very hard for the pump to suck fuel on that end. All right, so very important that you clear these. You clear them. Hose is on it. Okay, there's one hose is still on and the other one's not. So clean them out. Make sure they are clear and you get airflow through them. One went to a charcoal canister, but most of them got removed back in the day. Very important that you clear those. Now last but not least, there's a big thick O-ring that fits in and around here. Okay, replace it, because what happens is they expand and they swell, and when you're assembling it, when you're putting it back together again, you think it may be seated when in fact it's not. So always get a new one, get a new O-ring for that. And here's the sock that fits onto the suction side of the pump. Right, you can clean them out in petrol and then blow them out with compressed air in through here, but very, very gently. Okay, or go into your auto parts store. This is fairly universal. They do vary in diameter. That's the plug fit, that push fit onto there, and see if they've got another sock and put a new one on by all means. Now the other important thing is, this is very unique, this elbow here, this U-hose, unique to BMW. Okay, what happens is it gets all hard, and as it breaks down, both externally and internally, you get little bits of rubber going everywhere. Okay, it's on the discharge side of the pump, but it's still going down to the injectors. It's circulating and returning back into the tank. So replace that. I'd be replacing it every 80,000 kilometers, even 40,000. Why not? Now the other thing, while I'm on it, I'll get a pointer. Here is your float. Okay, that's your float, up and down, fuel level. You can see the way that operates down in here. Just point it out to you, down in here. Now, spray that when you take it out and have the float assembly sitting outside of the tank, inside the tank while it's been lubricated with fuel and submersed in fuel. It's not going to rust. A lot of people pull it out and let it sit there. Now what happens is oxidation starts to occur and you get corrosion. You can see where that float potentiometer moves about, right? That corrodes, and then when you put it all back together again, you wonder why your fuel gauge is not working. So just spray that with WD so the air and the elements don't get to it and cause corrosion. All right, that's potentiometer in there. Just give you a little bit of a look-see again how it works. Okay, so spray that with WD so it doesn't upset the apple cart. While I'm on the issue, there's quick release, stainless steel quick release. If you haven't got them, get them. Makes it so much more easier removing the tank. They're both on your supply to the injectors and the return. And the return coming back inside the tank is right there in that little bracket where your fuel pump is mounted. That's the return, okay? That little hole there. Try and put my pinky on it so you can know where it is. Can't get back round there. Anyway, that's where it is. Okay, this pump, you can see by the locator, that fits into there. Okay, that cam-shaped pattern there, that fits into there. We've got the suction side there, discharge side of the pump here. Comes down and around and up there. And in there, like I've got down the bottom there, fuel flow, mark that on your sender unit bracket. Okay, there you go. It comes out of there, goes down and into there. You follow it down through there after it comes out of the filter, comes out here. Okay, you follow that down and that's on your way to the injectors. Down the bottom there, you've got another one that comes back in. That's your return, what's not used up at the fuel rail or injector system. There you have it. Whilst working on your fuel system, get some lint-free rag when you take that sock fuel strainer filter off on the inlet side, suction side of the pump. Put a lint-free rag in there to stop any debris going in there. Get shit in there and you might have all sorts of problems. Okay, R1100GS fuel pump, 5, C for Charlie, A for Alpha, 400. There's also 21311-1 and it is a Walbro, W-A-L-B-R-O, made in USA. Now why are these far better quality than the cheapy Chinese ones? There's the intake side. That's the side that your strainer fits onto. That's the suction side of the pump, discharge side. And on that suction side, that's what you call a positive displacement gear-driven pump. Precision. Have a look at the engineering in that. That gives you an indication of the intricate workings of this far more higher quality, far more durable pump. Okay, over here we have cheapy Chinesey. Sold by All Balls, you know the one, and all the rest of them. Yeah, hey. Take a deep breath and find the shoulder of the roadway between 2 horse towns. Stay away from them and get your made in USA pump. That's the compatible one. All the best.